As much as I tried to enjoy yesterday, which was Christmas, and then come in today and review the tape and see if what I talked about after the game was the way it was, and unfortunately, that's the way it was. You know, every phase contributed in our loss. There were good plays because we did some good things. The fact that we were able to come back and tie the game up and have a chance to win it at the end, all of that showed some character. All of that was good. But the fact that we didn't win it, that was bad. And as you look at it, you know, when you open the game with a 91-yard kickoff return, that's not a good sign. Offensively, when you're in the red zone 4 times and only can get something done once, that's not a good sign. Defensively, when you let them throw the ball over your head 2 times that led to 10 points, that wasn't a good sign. And all of that's hard to overcome, you know, when you're in a game like we were in on Saturday. It was a tight game, and you could see that it was kind of going back and forth a little bit. Not a lot of points were being scored, and so any score, you know, applies a little bit more pressure to your thinking, and guys feeling like that they have to make plays sometimes, which gets them out of position and out of character. So, you know, as much as I wanted to see something different, I didn't see anything different. And so we ended up losing a game that really it cost us dearly, because Buffalo beating Denver, we would have been playing for the division championship this week if we had been able to win. But we didn't, and so what we have to do is we have to go on. We're getting ready to play Denver, as a matter of fact. It's a division game, and all year we put emphasis and focus on division opponents, and so I think that we need to go play really good, all right, and try to win that Denver game so that we can leave here with a good taste in our mouth. Not that the taste will ever be good enough, you know, knowing what just occurred, but it will be a better taste than the alternative. So that's what we're going to try to do as we go into this week. Now, I know that there are some questions about, you know, my status and how this game might impact my status. I've said all along that at the end of the year, a decision is going to be made, and I was going to do the best I could for the 3 games that I had an opportunity to do that. And so the first game was a really good game. This game wasn't as good, and now I've got 1 more game. But still, the decision makers, they'll make their decision after the season. And I try to win every game. Every game is important to me. And so what will happen will happen. And so I don't believe what I say, what I think is going to make any difference, all right? It's what I do, the work that I put out there. That's the thing that will have an impact. And if it's to be, it will be. If not, it will not be. That's the way it is in the NFL, you know. They want to know, did you win? And last Saturday, we did not win. So that's, like I say, we're disappointed. It's unfortunate, but we got to move forward, and we will go forward. So with that, I'll open it up.
Well, you know, any chance any younger guys will get some more playing time Sunday, or are you just going to go the way you've been?
Probably I'm going to go the way that it's been, because, you know, we feel like that the guys that we've been playing with basically have given us the best chance to win. And so I don't know that making a change now will change that. I think the guys that we've been going with still give us the best chance. Now, with that being said, I can tell you that Brown had a really good special teams game. He made a tremendous effort on that kickoff return to save the touchdown. He had a +2 downing, I believe it was, you know, down the ball at the 2-yard line. He was blocking on kickoff return, you know, and he did a really good job, you know. So if an opportunity arose, then he might be able to get some playing time. But but going into this game, knowing what we have to face offensively, our defense has to face, a running quarterback, in Tebow and the option and all those things. So I don't know that Brown's abilities, how much they will impact what we need to do defensively. So the other young guys, they're still young, and probably they might not get the opportunity if everybody stays healthy.
Stanzi specifically, the only way he plays as he planned it now is that if something happens to Orton?
Correct.
As a defensive coach, what are your thoughts on getting another shot at Tebow and that Denver offense?
Well, they beat us the last time, so I think that going in, we have a little bit more on paper of how he's going to play and what he's going to do, because we've seen him more. I have opportunity to see him more, so we're going to study those games and see how other teams have played him, see what he's done against other teams, and see how we might best defend him. But we know that he's going to run it. They're going to hand it off. He's going to run an option, and we're going to have to do a good job against the option, and then we're going to have to do a better job against the pass than we did the last time.
You see much of their video from the Buffalo game yet?
No, I haven't seen much yet. I saw, saw some highlights, and it looked like that he threw it more than I know he did against us. But we'll have to take a look at that and see what we think.
You've been doing such a good job protecting the ball, and then you turned it over 4 times against Buffalo. I was just wondering what happened there.
No, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not able to say.
Hey, Coach, there's been 3 different quarterbacks, not very much scoring out of any of them. Does that tell you that the Chiefs need a quarterback, or do you have to start taking a look at the playbook and doing some revamping there?
Well, it's never one guy in this business. It's always part of the team effort, and we were able to get down into the red zone 4 times. We just weren't able to produce. Now we had an opportunity because we ended up dropping the ball in the end zone that would have made a difference, and then we followed that up with an interception, which was uncharacteristic. I think we might have tried to force that one a little bit. But, if we were able to get that touchdown, just a score sometimes changes the mentality on your team for that particular game. And instead of guys saying, okay, here we go again, they say, okay, now we made it happen. But we didn't make it happen, but we were there. And so being down there is encouraging, the fact that we can get down there. So now what we have to do is we have to refine some things so that we can get points on the board rather than coming away with nothing.
You guys are pros and motivated by pride. Is this one of those games where it's more so look in the mirror and every guy's got to kind of take their own ownership to make, I guess, Sunday, make the most of Sunday?
Sure, that's the way it is every Sunday. I mean, every game that you play, the guy has to look in the mirror and know that he's given his best effort to try to win the game. And I think that will occur, Sunday against Denver also. Everybody on the team, coaches included, because like I say, it's never one guy, but it's not always players. I mean, coaches got to do some things better to put guys maybe in better position, to work on better technique. All of those things have to come into play for us to win the game Sunday.
I mean, what's the most difficult thing about preparing for an option team? The fact that you only prepare for it once in a blue moon, or is there more to it than that?
No, I think that's it, because, in college, they see option all the time, and they have option defense, and they know how to play the option. On this level, we don't see the option. We see the drop-back passing game, and so now having to face the option, you have to make determinations of how you're going to play it, who has responsibility for the quarterback, who has responsibility for the pitch, who has responsibility for the dive, and you have to be consistent with it. You just can't say, okay, this is the way we're going to play it. You have to be able to show them 1 or 2 fronts and how you're going to approach it. And so you only work on it a week, and then you put it away.
So, you know, we saw it for the first time when we played them. How long ago was it? About a month ago or whatever. You know, we saw it then. Now we get the chance to see it again, but you only practice it, you know, for these 3 days before the game.
If you have a full off season and you're in the AFC West, you better dedicate a few days of those off-season programs to handling the option.
Yes, I think so. You know, because it looks like that Tebow is going to be around, you know. Now, I don't know how many other teams will run an option because you know that in the NFL, the adage has been you got to have a quarterback. To run the option, you expose your quarterback, you know. So teams have to make determinations about how much they want to expose the quarterback and take the chance on losing, you know, the quarterback.
But as you well know, teams in the NFL are copycats, especially offensive coaches. Something works, boy, they're going to figure out a way to use it.
Well, sure, they will figure out a way, you know, but still, there's a risk reward, you know, and so if you're paying your quarterback big bucks and now you're running an option with him and you lose him and you don't have another quarterback, you have to make a determination, you know, if that's what you want to do.
As you were opened up and talked about, you know, team showed character, they fought back, they stayed in the game, but 91-yard kickoff return, the red zone problems, the 2 interceptions. You were pretty much describing the entire season, is what it sounds like, because that's the way the whole season has gone. It's been this team has fought hard, but there's been those moments, 5 or 6 a game, where the plays didn't get made.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what coaching has to rectify some of that, you know, making guys understand the discipline needed at their position, not to run from the backside to the front side and let the guy get out the back door on a kickoff return, you know, being able to take the right steps on my block so that the guy doesn't get across my face, you know, and affect the run that we have going on. Not to force the ball in, you know, when they got the guy covered, you know, not to let them throw the ball over our head in a situation where I'm supposed to be a deep field defender, you know, and so those things, the coaches, we have to do a better job of.
When teams face the situation you do this week, it doesn't seem to be any history. Some teams, they'll get blown out and it looks like they lie down. Other teams will knock another one out of the playoffs, even though they don't have playoffs to play for themselves. Can you put a finger on why some of the teams that are able to knock off these teams that have a lot to play for in Week 17 have been successful in the past?
Well, you know what, a lot of times it's the leadership you have on your team. It's the emphasis that the coaches put on it. You know, it's generally more things than one. But like I told you, all these players, they want to win. They want to try to win. I don't think any player goes into the game to lose the game. Every player wants to win. Now, sometimes as the game goes along or as it unfolds, you know, the mental attitude or the human nature of a particular player might get affected, you know, and so maybe he is not as sharp as he needs to be, or he doesn't give as much effort as he needs to give, you know, things like that, which then impact the score and impact the outcome of the game.